Who can give an introductory run at the ray of creation? You've heard the term ray of creation. I've pounded it in over the last however many years we've been, hanging out and doing all this. Corbo's going right to his notes.
I have it. I just want to make sure it's.
Huh?
I can't always get the names. I always forget me.
Oh, you're
Uh,
talking about the solfeggio phrases that go with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you want me to run through that? Because it's the easiest way in the world to remember the levels of the
yeah.
ray of creation. We'll start there.
Okay.
Okay, do. Do for dominus. All right, it's Latin. Let me start over. Okay, so the solfeggio, that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, that one comes from a prayer to St. John originally. And it's, oot something laxus. I can't remember exactly what it is in Latin. Um, but it's the first phrase of each of the words to the ode or prayer to St. John. You see, and that's where they came up with this. And then what they did was they encoded this in music because music will ensure, just like any kind of art, will ensure its preservation for the future. But even more ancient was encoding the ray of creation into the prayer to St. John. You see, so it's a 1, 2, 3 kind of step past, and then at that point, which I think it was like the 11th century, yeah, and then future for future generations, because they foresaw that most people won't know the ode or the prayer to St. John, but everybody, do a deer, a female deer. I mean, everyone's taught it in school, aren't they? Right?
Mhm.
You know this, yeah. Um, and yet it did become a bit corrupt over time too, because C got changed to T, right? Tea, a drink with
Yeah.
jam and bread, yeah, as they say. But it got a bit corrupt. What's T in the alpha bet versus S in the alpha bet? All right, you can bring that for your research later if you wish. But
Yeah.
uh, originally, it was the Latin names for each of the 7 levels of the ray of creation. So you've got Dominus, right, which basically means Lord, Master. Um, in the context how we use it, it would be the absolute at both ends of the ray of creation. So absolute in the sense of all and everything, um, and absolute in the sense of nothing. Now, when you come down to the laws, you see that in the ray of creation, you've got just below the moon, you've got infinite laws. And I would call that the side of the moon we never see, because we're always looking at just one side of the moon. The way that it orbits around us, we only get one side. On the other side, the dark side of the moon, to us anyway, um, it infinite laws, or at least that's the representation there. And then you've got Ray, Regina Colestra, or something along those lines. Okay,
Regina
I'm not here
Coelho.
to. Okay, right, Kalia. So I'm not here to teach Latin, but the idea is that she is the ruler, Regina, of the heavens. Okay, the moon rules the heavens, and it's true at night. It's the lesser luminary, the one that we see. Me, do re mi. Me stands for microcosm. That's the planet herself. It's a microcosm of the universe. It's a microcosm of everything that exists. Fa stands for fatum, Fatum. And in ancient times, in Greece and Rome, they they called the planets the fates, the 7 fates, yeah, because they thought that they ruled the destiny of humans, which astrologically, of course, they do to a certain degree, don't they? So that's fatum, fate. Sol, that's the easy one. Almost everybody knows that. SOL, the sun. Yeah? Sol, solar. Yeah? We got that already. Yeah. La stands for lactate. That's the Milky Way, lactose, lactate. Yes, milky is what it means. So lactate. And then C, sidereal or sidereal, depending on how you like to pronounce it. I've heard it both ways, but sidereal, in other words, all stars, all the stars in the sky, the sidereal. Yeah. And then dominus at the top. Now, You've got infinite laws to one law. All right. And that's the kind of everything between do and do. And it creates an entire octave.